Defend yourself against DDoS attacks by hiding your true IP address with ExpressVPN, and visit my custom link expressvpn.com/ghilliemaster in the description to find out how you can get an extra 3 months free. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another GTA Online video here on the channel. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I like PvP. Whether it's in game modes or free mode, I enjoy a good PvP experience. Unfortunately, a lot of the time in GTA Online, there are bad PvP experiences, but that's not what this video is about, because last Thursday we got some brand new deathmatches in game modes, both from Rockstar and the Community Series jobs, and after playing through them, I want to give my overall thoughts and feedback on the ones that I think are worth trying out. Now, a little disclaimer, I played all of these jobs in free aim since I am fortunate enough to have working thumbs that can aim without the need of the game doing it for me. Jokes aside though, the reason I'm telling you this is because deathmatches play very differently in free aim than they do in auto aim, so your experience with these may vary depending on if you do play in auto aim or not. Getting into the first job, this is a new Rockstar created deathmatch mode called Shake Up, and when I first read about this, I immediately thought of Gun Game from Call of Duty. But after playing it, it's more like Fiesta from Halo actually. You spawn in with a random weapon, and every kill you then get another random weapon. But if you happen to die, you also spawn in with a different random weapon as well. So it's not like Gun Game where there's a set path of weapons you get each kill. It's always random, which is why I say it's more like Fiesta from Halo than Gun Game. The melee weapons you get will always one hit in combat, and I think it plays really well on most of the maps. The one at the scrapyard I really wasn't a big fan of, but the other two I did enjoy a lot. There are a couple of things that I think are kind of annoying about this mode though. Sometimes you'll get a weapon like the compact EMP launcher or a flare gun, stun gun, or even the hazardous jerry can, and in those situations you're better off just putting the weapon away and using melee to switch to the next one. I wish they would modify the damage a bit so that you can one-shot with those weapons so that they could still be somewhat useful in combat. If they're made to one-shot just like the melee weapons are, I don't think that would negatively impact the mode at all. Aside from that though, I think Shake Up is one of the better deathmatch types that Rockstar has created, and I've been asking for a deathmatch that gives you random weapons for each kill for a while now, and this does a good enough job of satisfying that desire. Now moving on to the next one, this one is called Top Marks, and how it works is that the team in the lead will show up on the radar while the losing team stays hidden off the radar, and there are also 3 different loadouts for when you're losing, winning, and tied with the other team. When you're tied, you either get a precision rifle or marksman rifle with no scope. When you're winning, it's usually an assault rifle of some sort, and when you're losing, it's usually some sort of LMG. It's made so that the score is always very close and there's not really a blowout victory, and that does work in its implementation. All the games that I did play on this mode were very close in score. However, I do have 2 major gripes with this mode. First one is the constant weapon swapping is very annoying. Because the score is always so close, there are a lot of lead changes that take place, and you will notice that you go from the losing loadout to the tie loadout to the losing loadout to the tie, then the winning loadout in a matter of just a few seconds. And when you're trying to shoot someone and then all of a sudden a Nerf gun appears in your hand with a precision rifle, or you get stuck in the animation of swapping weapons mid gunfight, it just gets so annoying and really hurts the mode in my opinion. The second thing, I feel you get way too many explosives. 5 grenades for each person leads to an unpleasant amount of grenade spam that takes away from the use of the different loadouts. I feel that you should either get 1 grenade or no grenades at all. That would vastly improve the mode. So yeah, I didn't like this one as much as Shake Up, and I probably won't be playing this one again because of the annoyances I've listed. Moving on to the player-created deathmatches that Rockstar have chosen for the community jobs this month. We have some winners. There's some really good ones here. The first one is called Dog Vehicle Deathmatch. I know it's a strange name that kind of makes you wonder what kind of vehicles they're going to be using here. Come to find out that it's the weaponized Tampa with the fixed gun on top. And I found this to be really fun and unique. I've never played a vehicle deathmatch that uses the weaponized Tampa, so I was surprised to see that. And with the weaponized Tampa gun, you can shoot players out of their vehicles really easily with how fast it fires. So it's not even a requirement to completely blow up the weaponized Tampa each time. You can go on kill streaks by just shooting people out of their car, and that's really fun to do. Overall, that plays like Arena War should have played, just a lot more fast-paced and more balanced. The guns on the Arena War vehicles are pretty garbage, and the bike really ruins that mode. Not the case here. This also kind of reminded me of the old school GTA San Andreas Blood Ring Demolition Derby, although instead of using drive-by weapons, you're using the mounted minigun. So yeah, this one definitely worth checking out. It's a fun deathmatch in a vehicle that hardly ever gets used. Moving along, this is DM Maze. It's a very close quarters map that, as the name suggests, takes place in a custom created maze. And because it is close quarters, the weapon utilized is the pump shotgun. Now this is a map that I believe plays much better in free aim than it would in auto aim. Auto aim, the majority of time, when someone sees you, you're just going to die instantly when it comes to a shotgun. But in free aim, you have the freedom to kind of run around corners and use the maze to your advantage to evade enemies or kind of sneak around to get a jump on them without being killed the second someone spots you. Most of the action takes place in the very middle of the map where the different sections of the maze connect, and with the shotguns it plays very well, I have to say. There are sections of the map where you can jump on top of the maze to get a view from above, but in free aim, it doesn't really help a whole lot for killing because it's very hard to shoot someone that's running around the maze from that angle. They have a lot more cover than you do standing up there. My only complaint, and this really has nothing to do with the map itself, more so the GTA Online combat as a whole, is that gun smacking is kind of abused because of the close quarters. The one-hit melee is ridiculously overpowered, and I wish there was a way to disable it entirely with the creator. Sadly, you can't. But like I said, that's more of an issue with the combat itself and the limitations of the map creator, not the actual person who's making the deathmatch. Now, the last map I'm going to talk about today actually surprised me a lot. It's a capture called GTA Football. And seeing the location, I just assumed, oh, it's one of those captures at the soccer field where you have to run and grab the objective and bring it back with melee only. And while it is basically just that, this map had no business going this hard. It was a ton of fun with a full lobby. You get the brass knuckles as the forced weapon, which are a 2-hit kill. So you just end up with this scrap of players trying to move the objective a mere inches at a time before getting clobbered by the other team. And it has this kind of tug-of-war feel to it where you make progress and then the enemy pushes back and vice versa. It just keeps going on that chain. And a couple of minutes into the match, there's like a whole shit ton of NPCs that come out in addition to the 16 players. And it's just a giant brawl that looks so goofy but is a lot of fun. And with it being called football, you can even make some football style plays. If your teammate has the ball, you can kind of be a blocker for them to try to take out or slow down the people ahead of you to make room for them to bring it to the goal. I'm blocking. Go. I'm blocking for you. I got you with the blocks. Let's go. You can also juke people out for the touchdown. We need one more to win. One more goal. One more goal. I'm going for the win. Going for the win. Juking him out. Juking him out. Oh, juking him out. Yes, juked out. Get fucking destroyed. Let's go. Oh, I fucking juked him out. I really did not expect to have as much fun as I did on this map, and I'll definitely be playing more in the future. I guess the one downside for this map in particular, though, is you need a full lobby to get the real brawl experience. Otherwise, I can see it being kind of boring if you only have like 4 people or so. All of these maps are paying triple this week for both money and RP, which nets you some insane amounts of RP, like 50 to 60,000 for some of them. So much so that even I, as a level 1300 plus, was leveling up fast while playing them. So if you need to rank up, definitely give these a try. If you're under level 100, you'll probably get like a whole level or 2 from one match. I'm not even kidding. There are some other maps in addition to the ones I talked about here, but those didn't stand out to me nearly as much. They weren't as enjoyable, and I really just wanted to focus on the maps that I thought were good and the ones that I would recommend playing. Aside from maybe Top Marks, that one possibly stay away from. Top Marks really isn't a bad mode at the end of the day. It's just the weapon swapping thing gets annoying. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts on these maps are in the comments if you had a chance to play them, and if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful. Feel free to leave a like, as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Go, my dude, go! He sent him over the fence. He got launched over the fence.